Hello everybody, so today we are back in my kitchen and we are going to be making a Bakewell Tart, and the ingredients that you will need are some plain flour, water and butter, really cold. They have to all be cold because it's a pastry. What I've got here is a quiche tin. This has got a removable base that just slips out. So I'm going to be using that for the Bakewell Tart. What we're going to get started on first is the pastry, and then we'll move on to the filling and then the topping afterwards. I've also got a knife and a tablespoon measure, and yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to with my fingertips I'm going to combine my plain flour and my butter together. I'm going to chop my butter into cubes and then pop them in the bowl. I'm using a metal bowl here because it'll just keep everything much cooler. So yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing, and then I'm going to add in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of really cold water. This is water that I've got from my fridge, so it is super cold, and then we'll move on to the filling. Okay guys, so I've also put my oven on preheat. It is at 180 degrees Celsius, and that's preheating. And what I've got here is my dough. This is a short crust pastry, so it's very crumbly. Obviously you don't want to knead it too much because you don't want the gluten to develop. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my rolling pin, roll it out, and then pop it in the tin, and then blind bake it for 15 minutes, and 15 to 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes is probably the good sort of time to blind bake it, and then you're going to take it out, let it cool, and then we'll get on with the filling. Okay guys, so I've now filled up my tin with the pastry, and I'm going to pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes on 180 degrees, and then we're going to take it out, let it cool, and then we'll get on with the filling. Okay guys, so my pastry is in the oven and it's just got about 5 minutes left, and now I'm going to get on with the cake or the filling part. So I'm basically kind of making just a normal sponge cake, and the ingredients that you will need are self-raising flour, caster sugar, an egg, strawberry or raspberry jam, some butter, and then what I'm using is just the same bowl with a spatula. What I'm going to start off by doing is creaming my butter and my sugar together, adding the egg, and then adding the flour, and that's it. That's your cake mixture done, and then when it comes out we'll assemble it all together. Okay guys, so my pastry or the case has now come out, and as you can see it's kind of shrunk away from the sides, which is what you want. And over here I've got my sugar, my butter, and I'm just creaming those together. Then I'm going to add my egg, whisk that up, and add my flour, and then we will put it all together. Okay guys, so I've now done my cake mix. I've added just a splash of milk in because it was a little bit thick, so I added about 2 tablespoons of milk. And now we're just going to assemble it. There are 3 parts to this Bakewell Tart. There's obviously the pastry, the filling, and then the topping. So this is the filling. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a very thin layer of jam at the bottom of this, and then pop the cake mix on top, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven for 35 minutes or a little longer. It depends on your oven. So I'm going to pop it in for 35 minutes, check on it, and if I think it needs longer, then I'll put it on for longer. But roughly about 35 minutes should do it. And then we will then come back and do the topping. Okay guys, so I've covered the base with some jam, and now I'm just going to add my cake mix, and then we'll pop it in the oven. You could make mini ones of these if you want to, but I just thought I'd make a big one. And then you're just going to flatten it out and pop it in the oven for about 35 minutes. Okay guys, so now I'm going to pop this in the oven for about 35 minutes. Okay guys, I'd also thought I'd let you know it's at 13-minute mark now, and I've just popped foil on top just to stop it browning anymore. So if you think that yours is going a bit more browner than it should, then just pop some foil on top and it'll be fine. Okay guys, so I've let this cool for about 15 to 20 minutes, and now I'm going to get on with the icing part. So what I've got is some chocolate, some icing, some water, a toothpick, a spoon, and what I'm going to do is just mix my water and my icing sugar together, pop it on the top, and then I will tell you what to do with the melted chocolate, or actually the chocolate. So you're also going to want to melt this in the microwave until it's fully melted, and then I will show you what to do with that after we've put the icing on the cake. Okay guys, so I've got the I've put the icing on the cake, and now I've melted some chocolate, and I'm just gonna drizzle that on the top, just like this, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay guys, so I've now put my melted chocolate on. I used some milk chocolate and some cream, and it kind of looks a bit different because I thought that was too thick. So I just put cream in there, and it made it a little bit thinner. So now what I'm going to do is just use my toothpick and just go in one way and just stroke it up, and it should leave you with a nice pattern, hopefully. But if it doesn't, I'm sure it tastes really nice. Okay guys, so this is what my final cake looks like, or the Bakewell Tart. It looks really good. It's come out really nicely, and yeah, it doesn't look amazing on the top, but I'm sure it tastes really good. So I'm going to cut into it and show you what it looks like, and then we can eat it. Okay guys, so this is actually what the final cake looks like. It looks so yummy. I can't wait to eat it. But yeah, this is what the cake looks like, and this is what that slice looks like, and it looks incredible. Can't wait to eat it. The pastry is fully cooked, the cake is fully cooked, and yeah, so this is how you make a Bakewell Tart. It's not the traditional way, I don't think, but it's kind of similar. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.